What's up, peoples? Hope you guys are doing fine on this blessed Monday afternoon. I just woke up. I'm being honest. It is like 2, 3 in the afternoon. I woke up around 1 o'clock because I came in this morning like around 2, 3 in the morning. Me and my fiance and I, we went to New Orleans, and baby had a good time. We had us a nice old time, baby. PJ Morton, who has a new album out called Gumbo, he was there. It was his concert at the Blue Nile, and baby, when I tell you, we had a time in there. I wish it was a little bit more, they were a little bit more hype. The crowd was too calm, you know. It was too dignified in there. But it was very, PJ Morton has always, I've always been a fan of his music. Very soulful brother. Of course, a native New Orleans. I gotta show love for that. But I've been following him since his first album. His first album was like in 2003 or something like that. Then he had a second album come out like in 2004, 2005, which was like, I still listen to that album to this day. I know all the songs on there. No Ordinary Love, Fly Away, Can't Stop This Feeling, I Need You. Oh man, just awesome. Awesome. He's an awesome artist. So I was in the back, you know, singing my heart out. My fiance and I, we got home real late. But I woke up, I saw some stuff on my news feed on Facebook. And there's this YouTuber that I follow. His name is Chris Crocker. He's a YouTuber. He's kind of like a, well, I ain't gonna say kinda. He is a social media celebrity. He is a mess. I like him because he said what's on his mind. He don't give a shit. He's a Sagittarius, just like me. And we both, Sagittarians are known to just tell it like it is. Just say whatever's on their mind and just tell the truth. And he's really an advocate, you know, against racism and discrimination, you know, LGBT rights and stuff. And I listen to him a lot. And one of the things, and this is something I've been saying, I remember having debates with people at work on my job. Someone asked him, I think on his Twitter, can black people be racist towards white people? And he responded, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And what people fail to realize, and he gave his reason, but his reason is the same, you know, I have the same reason as his, so I'm going to say it, you know, how I feel. Racism, what people don't understand, and excuse my French, is more than just calling someone a nigger. It's more than just calling someone a honky. We can be prejudiced towards each other. But my prejudice is not going to benefit me. Let me say it like this. Racism is a system that is designed to keep one race superior and the other one's oppressed. And that race that is superior are the ones that are going to be going to get the benefits when it comes down to wealth, better opportunities. They won't be as discriminated against. We all know, we all see what's going on with the with the cops killing innocent, unarmed black men. It's on a rampage right now, but this is nothing new. This has been going on in America for decades. This has been going on in this country. It's pretty much the mistreatment of black people since the first ship came and the first slaves landed in 1612. So this is nothing new. But to say that black people can be racist, not only is it an ignorant statement, but people who believe that really need to do their research. We can be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist. The oppressed can never become the oppressor unless there's an overthrow, unless the oppressed comes together and overthrows the oppressor. That's the only time that things could change and things could turn around. But other than that, the oppressor is always going to be the one. I'm going to say it like this. Our prejudice stops by just saying, you know, we might say something like, well, I don't like white people. White people make me sick. And that's sad. White people, on the other hand, can say, I don't like black people. Therefore, I'm going to make sure laws are going to be put in place so they won't live where I live. So they won't work where I work. Or if they do work where I work, don't get the same opportunities that I would get. Or can't live in the same neighborhoods that I live. You ever heard of redlining? Yeah. And that's still going on today. It's still going on today. I read somewhere where it says for black people who own homes, the interest rate is higher, fairly higher than white people who own homes and own property. Because white people are more susceptible of getting wealth than black people. It's written. It is. If you do your race research, the information is there. It is there. Is there a solution to racism? I honestly believe there is. But I don't think it's going to happen in my time. I'm going to be dead and gone before racism becomes obsolete. Right now, it's a very vicious cycle. It's been going on in this country since the origin of it. Everybody knows what happened, you know, with the Native Americans and, you know, with the Africans coming over. And also, you know, in the Caribbean, Central America, some parts of South America, along the islands. We all know what happened. We all know it was just a lot of brutal treatment and dehumanizing that went on. There's no justification in that. You know, there's no logical reasoning in trying to figure out why that happened. But at the same time, that's how I feel. That's my, you know, that's just how I feel. Black people cannot be racist towards white people. Prejudice is one thing, but our prejudice only stops at a certain point. White people have the authority and the power to actually put their prejudice in action, and it could benefit them and work in their favor more than it works in the other person's favor. So I'm not trying to be a deep philosopher or anything like that, but that's just my take on things. And there was something else I wanted to talk about too. I totally forgot. But that's my take on things. I pray for this country. I pray for this world. I pray because, you know, with everything's going on, we have someone in office who honestly I feel like he's only in office because Obama was in office for 8 years, as long as he was in office. And a lot of people were mad at that. A lot of people weren't happy about Obama being in office as long as he was. And while he was in office, they fought him tooth and nail. The things that he wanted to accomplish, you know, really didn't even reach the light of day. And it wasn't his fault. It really wasn't. his fault. And I just feel bad because I feel Obama could have done a lot, not just for black people, but for people, no matter what race, you know, for the American people, period. I feel Obama could have really done much more if he was allowed to. If people would have given the man a chance instead of just looking at the dude's skin color. Although he is biracial, you know, that's not good enough. But I just pray, and I think I know this world will become better. I believe that America is a great nation, not because of all of the bad things, because all of the triumphs. When you think of civil rights, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X, Black Panthers, these were fearless, devoted. Even our educators, you think of W.E.B. Du Bois, and you think of Booker T. Washington and Frederick Douglass, and even Harriet Tubman. These fierce people, bold people, who stood up against non-justice, who stood up against violence, and who fought for equality. That's what makes America great. That's why I'm glad to be an American. And I know there are problems in every country, but that's why I'm glad I'm an American, because of that. Because although there are bad things in our history, there are also great things about our history. There were also great people. That's also in our history that we all need to know about. So, but that's my take on it. I wish I didn't even have to discuss this. I wish I didn't even have to say anything about this. But I just hope that people now are becoming woke, and they're even non-white people, they're beginning to realize, hey, something's not right. Something's going on. There is inequality going on. There is injustice going on in our system, and something needs to be done about it. So I'm glad that people are waking up. Like, I'm glad that people are beginning to see what we have been seeing from the beginning. You know, all we can say is, I told you so. I told you. You know, we're not making this up. This is actually happening. So you guys be blessed. Continue to pray for this nation. Continue to pray for the world and for peace. But it has to begin with us. We need to face ourselves. Let us be that man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson talked about. Being a man in the mirror, being the first one to acknowledge that there should be a change. So that's it. I'm way over my time. Let me go. Y'all be blessed on this week, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon.